Okay, first video officially with the phone. We'll see how this goes. I think it's a better view at least. Now I'm making the pepper fish soup today. So I have the fish has begun boiling, and I have chopped up vegetables with tomatoes, onions, red bell peppers and chilies. So while the fish is cooking, it's just begun cooking actually, I'll go ahead and spoon in some of the vegetable. I don't think I'm going to use all of it today. I will probably freeze a good bit of it to use with other soups, because I have the feeling that Jenny is going to make other soups which will require these same vegetables, which I look very much forward to making. I'm just going to just fill the pot up with the vegetables so that they have room to boil, not too much. I wasn't really certain how much there would be after it all got blended. That's why I ended up with a bit too much, but never mind. There's always use for the rest. In the oven at the moment, I've got another loaf of the sourdough bread. For some reason today the dough came out quite sticky, not certain why. Now I have chopped garlic. She said to put in some garlic, so I'm going to put in some garlic. We're having a very early snow. We're having a bit of snow at the moment. Maggie. Good dose of Maggie. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think I am. I don't think so. And the pepper fish seasoning. Now I've never quite managed to get enough of this in the soup. I did realise after, so I'm going to put a good spoonful in there because it's just never spicy enough. I did realise after I set up the phone that I have the recipe in the phone. So I've just got to try to remember her instructions, which are really quite simple. So far, all of the recipes that she's given me are so simple and yet healthy, delicious. I don't remember if she mentioned palm oil. She usually does, but I don't remember. So I'll just leave it out just in case. And we'll let that boil. And while that is boiling, we'll try the fufu. Now, I had found another way to make the fufu, and where did I put that bowl? Oh, that's where I put that bowl. Good idea, that was. Okay, never mind. I'll work something out. Let's see what we can work out. Oh, I know what I'll do. What I have to do is whisk the fufu and water, the flour and water, but only a tiny bit just enough to get the water and the flour mixed. If I do it too much, it gets too hard too fast. So I am going to do 3 cups of water. Oh, but I had to wash the cup because of the sourdough bread. So let's get the cup. There it is. Okay. Okay. 3 cups of fufu flour. I'll just do it in the pot. No, it's 3 cups of water and 1.5 cups of flour. Boing. Never mind. Some days are like that. And sourdough bread is incredibly easy to make, so I'm going to make a video about that at some point. But it takes almost 7 hours altogether with the proofing, and you only bake it for 40 minutes, but it proofs for 6-7 hours. So yeah, it's just a long process, and you have a lot of time to do other things. So I decided in my efficient little brain that I would do both the bread and the cooking on the same day. Yeah, well, never mind. It will be fine. I kind of thought for a brief moment perhaps I shouldn't do the cooking today, but I had gotten the fish on Friday and left it out, so I had to cook it. Okay, so to 3 cups of water, you have 1.5 cups of fufu flour, which I have found at a supermarket which takes orders online. Brilliant. So that's 1, 2, 3, and this usually works. Let's see if it will today. I just whisk it together. Let's turn the hob on. Whisk it together until it is smooth. And once it is smooth, then I'll just start stirring, and I'll have to use this spoon today because my other spoon is being used for the soup. Yeah, it's starting to thicken. And it's definitely smoother, no lumps. So it does take a few minutes though. So what I'm going to do is, since I did the bit that demonstrates to you how I do it, now I'll turn off the video and proceed with more cooking so that you don't get bored with an extra long video. So let's pause it. How do you pause it? Okay. That didn't go well. I had a message on my phone while I was waiting, so I just went to another screen, and as soon as I did that, the video went off of pause and just stopped. So I know how to do that on my Chromebook. I'll have to download the splicer thingy to my phone and see how well this video turns out online. Never mind. What I've got now is, I just took a small chunk of the fufu this time, and I've got the soup, and it's still a bit hot, but I've got a few things going on, so I'll go ahead and try it. And the fufu is much smoother, but in spite of the fact that I used her measurements precisely, I still think it's a little bit too wet. I'm not certain, because I can't feel the texture of how Jenny's is coming out when she's smashing it with her hands or anything. Maybe it's supposed to be a tiny bit sticky. I don't know. But let's just see what the soup is like. It's not as hot as it looks. It's kind of steaming, but it's not that hot really. That actually has a really nice flavour. I used salmon. The vegetables complemented really well. And I couldn't remember if you used palm oil, so I didn't. But the extra Nigerian pepper spice that I put in, this time it's got a nice little zing to it. If I wanted something really spicy, I would probably put twice as much. So I'm wondering if I just got a particularly weak batch of the pepper. 'Cause I know with like jalapenos, if they have too much rain in a season, the peppers won't be very spicy. So I don't know if it's something like that. I don't know. But it is a nice flavour. So at least there's that. So yeah, this is good. What I want to do is leave links to a couple of videos, because it's really funny in a way. I mean, sort of. But we've been having a problem with a particular gaslighting fraud bully on a couple of channels that I'm on. And I watched Rammseth's video because it was recommended on another friend's video. And even though it's an hour long, I had to keep watching it because it was the behavior that we are dealing with is precisely what's in that video. But I don't think it's the same person. I kind of did at first, except that the person that's in the video speaks English too well, and the person that's in our video doesn't speak it at all. I mean, just barely. So there's that. But the behaviors are exactly the same. So if you watch the two videos where the two people are talking about this behavior that is going on, it's eye-opening, I'll give you that. It's eye-opening because that is exactly what she's doing. And all exactly the same kind of comments, like, oh, your channel is so wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And yet she never watches the videos. You can tell that she hasn't watched them. So you can tell that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And she even pretends to be different people. She has several different channels. So yeah, she's a bit bizarre, and I think it's a very similar behavior, so maybe she picked it up from the other, I don't know. But yeah, it's something to watch out for, because she grooms people to be manipulated, and then she'll suddenly turn on you and bully you and stuff, and it's just, she's a bit bizarre. Does nothing except online trolling day and night practically, and is a bit cruel. She's a bit cruel. She seems to live to make people cry or to make people shocked or whatever. So yeah, I think you'll see a lot of the same behaviors in those videos. So I'm going to try to get those on there tonight on the phone, but I might have to go back and do it on the Chromebook later. But this is really delicious soup, and I'm quite glad I made it. So I hope the video comes out well. I hope it's better than the laptop was. We'll see how this turns out. Bye.